Hello and welcome to our channel, Cheating Exposed. Today, we're revealing another story. My beloved wife cheated on me and my daughter isn't mine. How can I move forward as well as shake angry feelings? So, let's get started. My wife and I were married for 21 years. I figured it was one of those miracle marriages because we barely argued, seemed to always be the best of friends, etc. Well, our 15-year-old daughter received a 23andMe kit for her birthday from a friend. Of course, it revealed we weren't related. She had me do a swab, as well as her mother and her 14-year-old brother. Only her brother and I seemed to be related. So, I did a paternity test afterward, and lo and behold, she wasn't my damn child. My ex-wife cried and pleaded for me to hear her out, but I just went numb to her. It would be one thing to cheat, but to find out the light of my life isn't even related to me killed me. Don't get me wrong, I love my daughter with all of my heart. She's still my daughter, no matter what. But what's scaring me most is my seemingly vindictive desires. I've never been like this, and I know it's out of anger, but I want her to suffer so bad. The kids absolutely hate her. On one hand, this fuels the desire, but deep down, I know she's still their mother, and I don't really want them to hate her. Her parents and siblings are mortified by her actions. Her sister hasn't spoken to her in a couple of months. We all grew up together, so it hit hard for everyone. Again, this makes me feel great, which in turn scares me because I don't actually want her life to fall apart. But I can't help feeling euphoric when I learn something in her life is going wrong. Both children are living with me as they don't view their mother in a favorable light at all right now. I'm considering having a conversation with them about talking to her because, as of now, they refuse. The part that breaks my heart the most is that my daughter seems to be overcompensating in her role as a daughter. She makes sure to tell me how much she loves me and is, in essence, being the perfect daughter. But I can tell it's because she knows she isn't biologically mine, and she desperately wants me to know how much she values me. I'm actually going to talk to her tonight about that, to tell her she doesn't have to act differently. I just really want to know how to shake the sadness and angry, vindictive feelings. I want to move forward and help my children move forward so they can focus on school and being teens. For some clarification, we did talk about it, and it was fair. I just didn't want to write that part out because it physically makes me shake with anger to even think about it. My daughter and I are both in therapy. I am taking the advice of my therapist and the many commenters on my last post, and I'm not going to force my kids to talk to their mother. They are old enough to understand the gravity of the situation and have their own feelings about it. Because of this, they will need to take their own time processing how they feel and dealing with it, with any help they need from me, of course. The pain my daughter is going through seems to have healed somewhat. I've gotten her to fully believe that my love for her will never change, and that she will always be my daughter. Her pain now seems to come not from our relationship anymore, but from her newly found trust issues and the trauma of the family breaking apart. She's also confided in me that she feels like it's all her fault and that, if she never brought the kit home, the family would still be together. I hugged her and let her know that none of this was her fault, that she was only looking to do something fun with the family. She had no idea what would happen, and she should never blame herself for it. I've had one conversation with my soon-to-be ex-wife, during which she begged and pleaded with me to forgive her, promising that she would cherish me for the rest of her life. She said it was a stupid mistake, it didn't mean anything, and that she regrets it 100%. She also said she believes our love can withstand this. I told her that if our love was truly that strong, she wouldn't have felt the need to find physical comfort in someone else. She is currently staying with her parents. I've communicated with her sister, who told me that she's borderline suicidal. They are trying to get her help, but she's refusing, as the only thing she wants to do is see me and the children. Because of this, I'm waiting to serve her the divorce papers. I don't want to add anything more that could destroy her mental health. I brought up the idea of talking to her with my son and daughter, but they adamantly refused. I am going to respect their wishes and give them their own time to cope. I have this nagging feeling that she does not actually care about how any of this made us feel, but only about the fact that she's about to lose her picture-perfect family and the comfortable life we had, and that it's her fault. I have no desire to try to fix the relationship or move forward with her. That's all for now. It's been a long while, so I figured I'd give you all one last update. My daughter is doing much better. Surprisingly, our relationship has actually grown stronger through all of this. We hang out more often and have a lot of heartfelt conversations. She recently visited her mother at her grandparents' house. From what I heard, she mostly talked to her grandparents and didn't say much to her mom. My son is also doing fine. His experience is different from my daughter's because he's my biological child. While he's still angry at his mom for betraying me, he's starting to come around. He spoke to her more during the visit, but he's still hesitant. He's a fiercely protective little brother and absolutely hates that his sister had to go through so much pain. I give him a lot of credit for keeping her grounded during all of this. He talked to her, went on walks with her, and never gave up on her. I made sure to tell him how proud I am of him for standing by her side. I've also started checking in with him more about how he's feeling. Looking back, I realized I unintentionally overlooked his emotions because he's my biological child, but he's been dealing with his own struggles too. We've had many deep talks, and he's now seeing an individual counselor as well. As for my wife, I tried marriage counseling, MC, to see if there was any hope left. I wanted to believe her when she said this was her only affair and that she didn't know the child wasn't mine. But it didn't work out. I couldn't even look at her during our sessions, and when I did speak, it was only to express how deeply her actions hurt me. She would sob and beg on her knees, but nothing she said could change how I felt. I just couldn't trust her anymore. I couldn't shake the belief that this wasn't her only betrayal or that she knowingly chose me because I was the safe option. I felt like I'd been played for a fool, and I was done. I served her the divorce papers at her parents' house. She flew into hysterics, screaming at the top of her lungs and collapsing to the ground. I couldn't even understand what she was saying, and honestly, I just felt numb. Her mother begged me to forgive her, but her father simply walked me to the front door. Without a word, he gave me a firm handshake and a nod. His expression said everything. It was clear that he understood my decision completely. We've since gotten in contact with my daughter's biological father to gather his medical information. She told me she wants nothing to do with him because, in her words, I already have a dad. I'm respecting her wishes and not pushing her to change her mind. Still, I can't help but fear that one day she might want to reach out to him and form a close relationship. The thought of fading into the background as her dad terrifies me, but I try to push those feelings aside and only address them during my own therapy sessions. That's where we are now. The kids and I are doing our best to move forward and heal. This will likely be my last update unless something major happens, which I doubt. Thank you to everyone who supported me, offered advice, and checked in. Your kindness has meant the world to me. Well, folks, that's all. Thank you all for listening. Please like, comment, and share the video if you enjoyed it. Also, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you will be notified when we upload the next video. Take care.